Hey, welcome to Sort of Okay show about horses with Buck and Kyle. But once again, Buck has stood me up. Way to go, Buck. Um, Anyways, we're here. I'm here in Colorado at Young Riders, and it's been the two-star dressage today. So we're going to go over all the placings and the team and see how sort of my conversation yesterday stacked up. And then also talk a little bit about the one-star grouping tomorrow. So I'll put my information up as we're going through the episode, but I want to announce that we're really excited to have our first real sponsor for the show. We've been picked up by one of my private sponsors, which is Omega Alpha, and it's a great company. They do a lot of supplements, but they do it at a really high quality level. We use a lot of their stuff and to great success. And one of the ones that is actually was the hook that got me to actually use and desire to continue to use the products was GastroFX, which is I would describe as a stomach tonic, and it completely helps horses that are a little bit upset when they're traveling. You can use it right before you ride to help calm the nerves. And I think it just makes their stomachs a little more comfortable. So if your horse is girthy or is a poor eater, we've had a couple that have come around and they're eating because of it, is irritable, although we still have some that are irritable. And it really makes them much more relaxed and workable. We started a couple horses on it again after Rolex, and I'd been using the products in some of the upper level horses, but I hadn't been paying attention as much to the younger ones. And just last week, my wife and I were talking about it. We were talking about the one horse, a 6-year-old who's a bit of a pain, and how we'd stuck him on the GastroFX. And the last couple of months since Rolex, he sort of turned a corner and started going well. And I thought it was my great training, but we were discussing it. She sort of pinned it on that, which didn't make me all that happy. So maybe I should be promoting this stuff. Anyways, we're really excited about having them because they are a quality company. And in the end, we're not wanting to promote and use stuff that we don't believe in. Anyways, so for our Young Rider experience today, the 2-star went on. I'm going to pull up my notes, and it looked like I did pretty well with my predictions. We got in first and second, because it's not a non-championship. I've got Lena Hengel. Sorry, I just have to pull this up because I'll never get it right. Zip is leading on a 42. I kind of actually wanted him on the team, but he's the individual. And then she also is in second on a 46 on Say I Do. That's the one that's actually combined with my Area 3 team. Now, I don't have anything to do with her performance, but it is they're very nice horses, and she does ride very well. So she started off the weekend with a bang. And then the third one that I really believed in, the Bliss 3 horse, like I said, it came in. I think it probably would have done even a better test. I think she had to work through a few things the last couple of weeks, and she didn't maybe have the best preparation, but she obviously put in a great test and got a 48. Was Alyssa Phillips. I love that horse. And White Indian was fourth, which I had said I thought that one could do quite well. Shelby Brose, who is a student of mine, is the top place Canadian at the moment, which is a pretty big surprise because she is the greenest of the group. She put in a test that was 5 points or 6 points better than her best test to this point, and is on a 50 in fifth and helping lead the Canadians to a gold medal team position at the moment. It's a pretty cool experience to be here for these kids, and it's so awesome to be on a team and find yourself helping your friends and partners basically develop better scores. And I think you see in this situation the people that really want to make it, you'll see them step up in these environments, and partly because they want it for themselves, because the Young Riders is such a big deal, but also partly because they feel the pressure. And I know Shelby was talking about it yesterday, how she was just really didn't want to be a letdown in the score. And so they go in and they try harder. And a lot of times you have to sort of talk them off the ledge because they try harder and they're not able to actually adjust their emotions to the situation because they're trying so hard. And, it's nice to see them step up and ride better than they normally do, or to at least show their consistency and their quality and their performance. So it's a long weekend to go, and there's a lot to do from now until Sunday. But we are also looking at team scores for the 2-star, and we've got, like I said, Canada's in first, which is really awesome for them. Unfortunately, they lost one rider to an illegal bit, which, the FEI, we think so highly of them. They're really looking out for our sport always. And they have, and it's been for a couple of years, the Happy Mouth with the balls on it, not the rolling ones, but just the wavy bit, is illegal and has been for a while, but it's sort of a stupid one to have illegal. It's about as soft and kind as any bit in the world. So you can kind of forgive her for not going and checking it. We did send most of our kids to the stewards to double check stuff, because I hate to be stuck in that situation, and I feel so bad for her. That was Emma Green. Such a long way to come and such a disappointment to have that happen. So they're in first. Area 3 and 4 is combined, and they are in second by, I think they're 3 points out of it. That's sort of my grouping. All of my kids did really well. I was really happy with them. Lydia Kennedy did a better test than she's ever done by 11 points, and Zoe Crawford did a better one by 3 points. So, I have to brag on them a little bit, because you like them to come in and step way above what they normally do. And then we've got, I don't want to leave anybody out because it is a small grouping of teams. Then we have area 5 and, oh God, it looks like 6. And that is looking very strong. They are only 2 points behind us, or sorry, 3 points behind us. So it's very close at the top there. When you got 3 scores, it's a pretty impressive. None of us can afford to lose anybody. The only team that can afford to lose anybody is 8 and 6. Oh, sorry. So that's 8 and 6. So that was the other one was I think area 7. So and 8 and 6 is, they're a little ways back. There looks like they're about, 12 points behind. But it is a long time to go, and you do like to have a throwaway score. So who knows? It might shuffle a bit. Courses are really well built. James Atkinson built the courses, designed the course. He's done it here for a little while. He really knows the site, did an excellent job. The great thing with James is, if you have a concern, you can go to him, and he really appreciates the feedback, and then he is willing to act on it. I'm not saying he's going to do everything that you suggest, but he wants it to be right. He really is trying to make the right things happen. And so a real big shout out to him and his crew for putting together a really great site and doing a good job. Footing in the rings is unbelievable. They're watering and dragging the whole time, doing a great job keeping up on that. That's the Colorado Horse Park. It just speaks really highly of the professionalism there. It's the same group that owns where the ACs are going to be this fall. So if this is a bit of a hint of it, which we have a pretty good idea that's going to be a great show, I think that we can expect real professionalism, and I'm excited about that. That has nothing to do with what we're doing here, though. So tomorrow is the 1-star, and the 1-star is a long day. I think we have our first ride in at 9:30, and we are team 6, and our last ride is at like 4:30 or something like that. So the Friday is always real difficult when you come in with the young rider 1-star team, because you're jammed up with them, and then you have to we've done course walks already, but I like to do multiple ones, so we're going to do 2 more tomorrow, and it basically, by the end of tomorrow, you're pretty much run ragged. I know the altitude is affecting some of the kids, because we are quite high up not in the mountains, but in the foothills in Colorado. Who'd have thought, high in Colorado? And we've got a lot of teams to get through, and these kids, sometimes is their first time in a real big competition, and it can get the best of them. And all I can think is that they need, in that situation, they need to make sure they're well hydrated and taken care of, but they also need to realize sometimes you're going to have to buck up, because not everything's going to feel perfect all the time. So all the princesses, tiaras off. Anyways, join in tomorrow. We will do maybe another product review for Omega Alpha, our first big sponsor, and really happy to have them on board, because here's the thing is, if we can get a little bit momentum with sponsors coming on, we can do a lot more with this show. And we've got a bunch of great ideas that we want to implement, and like video footage, obviously bringing in other people, lots more interviews and things like that. But it's sort of hard when we're trying to wedge it in around our regular schedule, and it's a we're trying to do it to raise awareness in the sport. And so if we can bring in some funds in, then we can actually have a lot more fun with the show. And maybe I can get Buck to show up and partner up with me. I am going to insist, I think, from him that he's going to do one of these this weekend, because I want to get him to help review the whole competition, because it is always interesting to watch the young riders and see how it shapes up, because it really does it really does become a championship. Anyways, thanks for joining in. See you tomorrow.